Hi, this is Marlis with the City of Nevada, and I'm here with Mayor Brett Barker. We're going to try a little something new and give you a few Q&As about what happened at tonight's council meeting. So if you didn't have time to watch the full meeting, we're just going to highlight a couple things. So Brett, first of all, the big news, big thing out of the meeting was Verbio and a public hearing concerning them. What was that all about?
Yeah, so Verbio, who those of you who have been following along, ended up purchasing the former DuPont property out on Lincoln Highway and the cellulosic ethanol plant. And since then, they've put in a bunch of large tanks for some biomethane. And so there's a bunch of new tanks you may have seen. But what stood out most to me lately is a big green smokestack tower looking thing that really catches your eye. But they're also looking at their next phase of development, which is exciting news for Nevada. And part of that involves rail access. So they purchased property north and east of their current facility on the north side of the Union Pacific Railroad. And we've been working with them and with the City of Ames on that. And it was on the Ames side of the moratorium line. But Verbio wanted to work with one municipality for their whole facility there. So we worked at an agreement with that that the City of Ames approved last week, which extended our moratorium agreement, which was getting ready to expire, which was a previous 10-year agreement. Renewed that for another 10 years, but carved out that Verbio land to allow the City of Nevada to annex that. So the council approved to annex voluntarily the Verbio land, and then so the moratorium agreement and the annexation kind of go together. So they did both of those things in the public hearing.
Okay, so basically Verbio will all be in the city limits of
Correct.
Nevada. It'll be a Nevada company.
It will, and they'll have rail yard and maybe some turbines and things like that on the new property.
Great. One other thing that caught my attention during tonight's city council meeting, Brett, was a couple things with fire. First of all, there was something on the agenda about fire response along Highway 30, I-35. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so what a lot of people probably don't realize is Interstate 35 generally falls in the City of Nevada's fire response because of our agreement with the rural fire districts. And obviously the City of Ames is their fire station is closer to the 30-35 intersection, and obviously it's a very busy intersection. So our Director of Fire and EMS, Ray Reynolds, has been working on a new agreement to update our response agreement with the City of Ames to allow them to take that part of I-35 because they can respond better. So from a public safety standpoint, it's a better response, and it also takes some burden off of our volunteer fire department for one of the busier intersections and interchanges in the state. So
okay.
Again, City of Ames has been a great partner, as you've seen from a couple of these discussions we've had tonight.
So basically just looking at ways to have quicker response. That's all good. Another thing Ray mentioned was that our firefighters and police officers are going to have first shot at vaccine this week on the COVID vaccine. What else was shared about that? Did I miss anything there?
No, but that's really exciting. Our obviously first responders are really vital, so they're at the front of the line for the vaccine. They respond to a lot of calls that are potentially COVID related. So our police officers and our fire EMS responders, anyone that might be responding to a medical call has the option to get their first vaccine later this week. So it's really exciting to me because the quickest way to return to normal, which I know all of us do want to return to normal, is the vaccination rates are going to be critical to that so that we have immunity across the community. And so it's really exciting because when this started, we didn't know how soon they were going to be able to get a vaccine. So it's exciting there's one that works, and it'll be in our community this week.
Great. Thanks for spending a few minutes on those highlights.
Thanks, Marlis.